In the village, it is the women who will usually show you the way to the water side. No, you never heard me. Most of the time, when you enter the village, ask a woman to show you the road to the water side. The water side is where the women will gather most of the time to talk about present issues confronting them in the village. That's why the Piso people got a song. Okay, I'd like to say good morning to all of you. Thanks for joining us. Welcome to the OK Morning Rock. It's on 99.5. Today is Thursday. And of course, today is the 22nd day of May. Too many people celebrating their birthdays today. The women, they love the road to the water side. That's where they will go to talk about their issues. The most present issues in the village, they will gather there. They will not make announcement, but they will gather. The way they do it is strategic. I've always said to you, the grandchild of an elder is himself an elder by extension. Remember, the beauty of life is not whether you're happy, but how others can be happy because of you. Too many people celebrating the birthdays today, including my wife, Mrs. Catherine Jackson, celebrating her birthday. Today makes David Coty 73 years old. David Coty is celebrating his birthday. Today, my daughter, my professional daughter, so dear to my heart, Mrs. Dioda Resiki, is also celebrating her birthday. Today, my friend, the president of the Liberia National Bar Association, Councilor Bonant Varma, is also celebrating his birthday today. And of course, to you, Melody Chas-Etta Jackson at the Sipili International Bank or SIB Bank. Melody, you're also celebrating your birthday. So you see a host of different presents celebrating their birthdays today. Yeah. And jointly for all of them, we'll do their birthday song, you know.
hotlbr.com.
So to all the birthday people, reach out to them if you can. Reach out to Dioda Red Siki, Councilor Punan Vama. Mr. David Koti, you turned 73 today. Being around for some time now. Of course, Melody Chasetta Jackson. My own wife, Mrs. Catherine Wyatt Jackson, celebrating birthday. All of you, happy birthday. This is a special song for you.
Happy birthday to you. We wish you success. We wish you success. We wish you success, dear. Happy birthday to you. How old are you? How old are you? How old are you, dear? Happy birthday to you. Today is your birthday.
Okay. So we'll bring it down and then we'll take our messages right here and come back very soon.
Hey, they're rushing. Why are you rushing to so?
You, Judy, don't give me hard time, man. I'm going to the bank to get my cash because the bank was so close.
You can use the ATM?
My ATM card expired ever since.
My man, you don't need ATM card. Just use the mobile app and generate an e-token. All you have to do is to just log on the app, you click on Express Cash. Then you select ATM. From there now you select Generate e-token. Then you select the account you want the money to come from. From there you select the currency that you want. If they're Liberian dollars or US dollars. Then you put in the amount that you want, whether $10 or $20, you put it in and you generate your e-token. It's simple, like 8 numbers that will come to you. When you get that number, just go to any Ecobank ATM there. All you have to do is to just select the C Express Cash on the ATM now. The place where you're supposed to put your ATM pin, that way you put that 8 number. Then it will ask you for the amount. That money where you generated, that money will come or the ATM will pay you.
So simple. Echo Benance for me again. Oh. I will always make use of the express service big time. Echo Bank, the Pan-African Bank.
Hey, my girl, Teta, I slam my card also.
The player have vest. I go carry my uncle car to song on a garage. The go put where or inside it. The whole car engine spot.
I the same thing happening to me. I go buy one recycle or I put it in my keke. Says them my keke just smoking jara mandingo koba.
So, my people, you're not here about Sunoko American oil. They have oil for everything. Whether that pen, Tesla, dump truck, Caterpillar, motorbike, Jeep, Keke. Their products include Sunoko Auto Transmission Fluid. They have Global and they also have CVT. Sunoko Engine Oil Ultra Synthetic Blend 5W30 and 20. Sunoko 15W40 and C50 monograde for both gasoline and diesel. Sunoko 0W20 full synthetic engine oil. And our engine oil can even clean your engine set. Their oil can take you for 3 months, 4 months, and 12 months. They have long-lasting auto-light spark plugs. That one can take you up to 3 years, no wahala. They have now opened a sophisticated garage with well-trained mechanics for diagnostic testing and for electronic fault correction. They do all types of vehicle servicing. You want to change your oil, spray your car, weather your car, you want to fix the air condition.
So where is this place located?
River Street, AB Turbo Road. For order, contact Marketers Inc. 0880-535-508 or 0777-377-633. Make your engine happy. Use Sunoco oil. You got to make the change.
partnership, European Union. Liberia partnership, European Union. Europe, Liberia partnership, European Union. Liberia partnership.
EU, Liberia, share long-lasting partnership. Yeah, yeah. Sustain the peace, unify economic growth. It's a give and take situation. We cooperate for your creation, yeah, yeah. EU LIB connection, partnership for transformation. EU LIB connection, partnership for transformation. EU LIB connection, partnership for transformation. EU LIB connection, partnership for transformation.
Talking about unity and supporting one another. Talking about partnership and how we all can prosper. Good governance is what we stand for. Human rights is what we stand for. Reconciliation and infinity. Management of natural resources. Never forgetting human resources. Rule of law, commonwealth, and regional security for all of us. LIBU partnership.
EU LIB connection, partnership for transformation. EU LIB connection, partnership for transformation. EU LIB connection, partnership for transformation. EU LIB connection, partnership.
Are you looking for the sweetest, purest, and most natural honey in Liberia? Then look no further than Gabriel C. Gwen Natural Honey, produced right in the heart of Neighbor County. No chemicals, no additives, just real natural honey straight from the hive to your table. It's the taste of nature. Once you try it, you will never go back. Want to start your own honey farm and see result in less than 6 months? Then contact Gabriel C. Gwen today. Call 0776 596 623 or 0886 596 623. Gabriel C. Gwe Natural Honey can be found on Link Street in Omesha, right opposite the Ministry of Public Works. Gabriel C. Gwe Natural Honey. Taste it and be the judge.
Attention, attention, attention to all lovers of the good things in life. A house is not a home, and a home is the one place where you should feel relaxed and accomplished. Your home should reflect who you are. So, it's time to make that upgrade with minimal damage to your pockets. And I have the perfect solution for you. Home Sweet Home, located on Benson Street, between Center and Buchanan Streets, got you covered. From the kitchen, we have air fryers, juice makers, pressure cookers, freezers of all sizes, and all the modern kitchenwares you can think about. From the bedroom, we have top-of-the-line, exquisite beddings to give you that great night's sleep because you have earned it, and soft, comfortable towels for your bathroom. And in the living room, we have high-definition TV sets of all sizes, unique aerial rugs, classy curtains in all the colors you desire, wall paintings of different sizes and colors, furniture, and everything you can think about for the home. All that at unbelievable prices. We even have low voltage, high quality washing machines and dryers to keep your clothes fresh and new at all times. As a bonus, we have fashion accessories for both the young and the old, designer quality bags, hats, and rare jewelries. So if you love yourself, your family, and your home, it's time to treat it right. Visit Home Sweet Home on Benson Street between Center and Buchanan Streets for that needed upgrade. You can call them on 0886 834 944 or 0770 581 420. Home Sweet Home. for the love of a classy home.
Liberia, it's time for a new journey, a journey of power, performance, and reliability. Sika Motors has rebranded. Welcome to the all-new CFA Mobility Liberia, your trusted provider of world-class vehicles, motorcycles, and trucks. With Toyota, experience, strength, innovation, and adventure like never before. Built for Liberia's toughest roads. You need power and performance? Mitsubishi delivers toughness, efficiency, and performance for every job. And for those who move fast and ride with style, Yamaha Motorcycle provides unbeatable speed, durability, and comfort. At CFA Mobility Liberia, we don't just sell vehicles, we provide expert servicing, genuine parts, and lifetime support to keep you moving. Visit us today and experience the new CFAO Mobility Liberia. Same trusted quality, brand new experience.
Attention all small business owners in Liberia. Are you ready to take your business to the next level? Introducing Accelerate 360, the program designed to boost your access to financing and expand your market reach. Over the next 3 years, Accelerate 360 will support 165 SMEs like yours. The program also includes business development service providers who have applied to be selected for the program. Don't miss this opportunity to grow your business and make a lasting impact. Visit our website at www.accelerateliberia.com or call 0771 360 360. Accelerate 360, empowering Liberia's entrepreneurs one business at a time. Accelerate 360 is sponsored by the Government of Liberia through the Ministry of Commerce and Industry and the World Bank under the LIFT project.
Your cars, generators, and other machines can last much longer when you use the right kind of petroleum products to power your engines. Sunek Group, located on Bushwood Island, is dealer and distributor of high-quality petroleum products across Liberia at available prices. At Sunek Group, we sell and distribute high-quality petrol, gas, and diesel fuel to fueling stations across the nation. Our highly trained, professional, and customer-friendly staff are always waiting and ready to serve you. We deliver your petroleum products to your destinations on time. No worries. Power your engines with the right kinds of petrol, oil, and gas today and save time and money. Come to Sunek Group, your one-stop distributor of high-quality petrol, oil, and gas. We are located in a BMC building opposite UBA Bank, just a block away from LPRC on Bushwood Island. For more information, call 0777-062-441 or 0886-473-164. Sunek Group, spinning the wheels of oil and gas in Africa.
Okay, welcome back to the OK Morning Rush on 99.5. This morning at 8 o'clock, we will host Anthony Alo Vivian D. Dobe. She's a commissioner at the Arms Commission. She will be here this morning to talk to us about some of the work of the commission. And at 9 o'clock, the president of the Liberia Football Association, Mustafa Raji, will be here as our guest, and we'll talk about some football issues, issues of concern to football people at the Liberia Football Association. And when we are opening the line, we'll open a special line for, people in football, to be able to have a say on the show. Good morning to all of you. Our deepest sympathy to the people of Grand Gita County for the loss of a mother or daughter, a sister, an in-law, and everybody, everything Nancy do was to, different persons at different time. She's the former first lady of our country. She played her role. We must celebrate her. Our deepest sympathy to all of our children. My friend Junior, I reached out to him yesterday. His sister Mami and Kati and all the other children. We like to say, take solace in the Lord. Take heart, you lost a mother, I'm told she's not being too well. Our sympathy, man. We will find time to replay the interview. Remember, I did an interview with her, and I thought I got the best out of her doing our interview. It was during the interview that I got to know that Nancy Doe was never selling coal anywhere in the market. You remember the story that when Doe took over, when the PRC overthrew President Talbot, Nancy Doe was selling coal in the market, and then the soldiers had to go there to get her. She said it was not true. She has never been a business person before. She was home in the barracks. She told a story about how the evening before the coup the next day, Samuel Doe, the soldier at that time, Master Sergeant Samuel Doe, a lot of friends were coming and just going. The other person would come, they would go inside, they talk small secret, then the girls outside, the other person come, and then Thomas Kruongpa would come, they talk small secret, and then they go. So she was concerned. And she engaged him and said, "But Sammy, what's going on? I just seen people coming up." Doe told her, "Nothing's going on." And I may not remember the exact amount, but she said Doe gave her some kind of money. I think $80 US, something, and said to her, "Nancy, my friends and I are going somewhere. In the event we don't come back, please use the money to carry my children back to Tucson." At that time she said Gion, in the case, was smaller. So she was concerned. She was asking, "But where are you going? Where are you going?" And he would say, we're going somewhere. My friend and myself going somewhere. But maybe I will not come back. Because apparently he wasn't sure of survival from the mission. So he told her, "Maybe I will not come back. And if I didn't come back, just use the money, just carry my children in the interior." Poor woman, she accepted. The next day, she couldn't see her husband. She hearing all kind of things. 2 days, she not seeing her husband, but soldiers are coming to the hall and calling her first lady and telling her husband are president. She's wondering what's going on. Until the third day or the second day, group of soldiers came and they drove her to the executive mansion. She got there. She saw her husband and he was president. And, she could not imagine what was going on. But the point I'm making, it was a wonderful interaction with her here on the show. To get her here, it took serious negotiation with the family. And I'd like to say thanks to Gion. So I will find time to play that interview again that we did with former First Lady Nancy Doe. You heard some of her frustration on the show, how she won the case. She was not understanding the government. They didn't want to prioritize, or the government did not want to give her courtesy at that time as a former First Lady, and all kinds of things. But it was good we talked to her. At least we were able to allow her provide information on some of the misinformation that circulated the country for over 30 years after the war. Everybody was giving their own speculation. And the interview became jovial at some point, because I was talking to her like a child and mother thing. It was very good. Now let's get to today's edition of the Fact Check. We should have had it yesterday. We didn't. It's fair enough that we do it today. We'll be right back.
Good day and welcome to the Fact Check segment. This segment debunks disinformation and provides the verified facts of statements made online and on the radio. On May 12th, Isaac Doe, a former Youth and Sports Deputy Minister, claimed on Spoon Talk that the Ministry of Finance, for the first time in Liberia's history, has not published a budget performance report since the year ended. He cited the absence of the report on the ministry's website as evidence to back his claim. The publication of the budget performance report is in accordance with Section 36.4 of the Public Financial Management Act of 2009. To verify this claim, we browsed the official website of the Ministry of Finance to find the published budget performance reports. We reviewed the publications of budget performance reports since 2018. The first budget performance report under the previous administration, covering the period from July to September 30, 2018, was released on December 27, 2018. Additionally, 2 mid-year budget execution reports were published covering July 1 to December 31, 2019, were published on March 20, 2020, while the second, covering July to December 31, 2020, was published on March 2, 2021. However, from 2021 onward, no further budget performance reports were published under the previous administration. For the current administration, there are only 2 reports covering January 1 to March 31, which was released on May 15, 2024, and the mid-year report covering January 1 to June 30, 2024, published on August 20, 2024 for fiscal year 2024. So far, there have been no new budget reports published in 2025. Based on the information gathered, we conclude that while though is correct that the ministry has not yet published a budget performance report since the end of the 2024 fiscal year, his claim that this is the first time in Liberia's history that such a report has not been released is misleading. There have been instances in previous years where reports were delayed or not published, which is a violation of the timeline set by the Public Financial Management Law. On May 7, Augustine Kafuan, Minister of Finance and Development Planning, claimed that Liberia's debt situation is in a category called moderate risk of debt distress. He made this claim at the government's town hall meeting organized by the Ministry of Information. To fact-check this claim, we contacted the Ministry of Finance regarding the claim. They replied stating that the minister's claim was about the country's external debt rating. Also, we reviewed the fourth quarter debt report published by the Ministry of Finance, which puts the country's total public debt stuck at US $2.6 billion as at December 2024. We reviewed the joint IMF and World Bank Joint Debt Sustainability Analysis released in 2024. The Debt Sustainability Analysis assesses Liberia at moderate risk of external debt and high risk of total public debt. Also, the IMF first review of the Extended Credit Facility published in February 2025 considered Liberia at a moderate risk of external debt and high risk of total public debt. Based on this, we conclude that Minister Augustine Kafuan is mostly correct that Liberia's external debt is assessed at moderate risk. However, the joint IMF and World Bank Joint Debt Sustainability Analysis assessed Liberia's total public debt, which include both domestic and external debt, to be at high risk of debt distress. This is all we have time for on the Fact Check segment. This segment is part of an MOU between Local Voices Liberia, OKFM, Prime FM, and Kia Radio to counter disinformation to help the public make informed decisions. This MOU is funded by the Liberia Media Empowerment Project, implemented by Internews with funding from the European Union. The funder or partner had no say in the editorial decision, leading to the production of this Fact Check segment. We will be back on Friday with more Fact Check reports to help you know the facts. If you want us to fact check or claim for you, please send us a text to WhatsApp on 0777 556 296, and we will definitely check for you. Also follow us on Facebook at Local Voices Liberia, X or Twitter at LVL Fact Check, and go to our website www.localvoicesliberia.com. My name is Olivia Bawon. Thanks for listening. Goodbye.
Okay. Thanks for listening. Goodbye. Thanks to all of you for listening. That's the Fact Check segment from Local Voices. Look, so the president of the Liberia Football Association, Mustafa Raji, has just sent me a text message that he's unable to be here this morning because of some pressing engagements we've accepted. We are trying to see, working with our technicians to ensure, to see whether we can have the Nancy Doe interview play at 9 o'clock instead of the one we did instead of a different show. You know, we're working we are working with our IT people. We're working around the clock to see what we can do that at 9 o'clock. If we can repeat the interview with Mrs. Nancy Doe, it will be very, very, very good. So yesterday, the news broke out different speculations about situations happening in Abidjan, the Ivory Coast. The moment I was always on the BBC's website and I didn't see anything, I knew it was too good to be true. You know, Africa is next door, and so I'm not sure anything of such happened. Liberia. You know, the former vice president of Ghana, Dr. Baumia, you know, was saying something yesterday, no, the day before yesterday about some politics in Ghana, and I listened to one Ghanaian politician, Solomon Owusu, on Joy FM. He was responding to some of the things the former vice president said, you know, and he says something that really stuck in my mind. Also says something that stuck in my mind. He says, when people are in opposition, they gave lectures about the economy of the country. He said, when people are in opposition, they gave lectures. They lecture people. What are the people suffering? What are the people in suffering? Whether the economy is bad, whether the economy is not. So they gave lecture. He said, but when they are in government, they turn to arty presence. When they are in opposition, they gave lectures about the economy. Oh, the economy like this, the economy like this, the economy, you know, the economy, we recommend it, you know, the World Bank, you know, the opposition people, right? When they're in opposition, the economy will be better. One of the other president, the economy like this, the economy has been da. When they become government now, they become RT people. I listened to him yesterday and I was like, wow. So where is Dr. Peter Josh? I say Doctor because, I mean, that was how he was called. Or Mr. Peter George. Where is this Mr. Peter George who is reportedly this fake medical doctor? Where is he? Has he left the country? Is he here? If he's here, is he going free? Did he not commit any crime on our laws? If he committed crimes on our law, why hasn't the state gone after him? Where is he? Why do we treat the country like anybody can come and do anything and nothing is going to come from out of it? I thought people should be made to account for what to do in the public space. The guy has been very comfortably seated here. He's been assigned to counties and all as chief medical officer of counties. He's been assigned to hospitals as the medical directors. How did he manage to beat the system? What are the procedures for the Ministry of Health assigning medical doctors from one health facility or one county to another? What are the procedures? What are the procedures in granting somebody a license to practice in Liberia as a medical doctor? What are the procedures? Do I just come and say, oh, I'm Clarence Jackson, I just graduated from school in a country, da, 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 and then I'm admitted, I become a doctor and then a hospital? What are the procedure? Who takes responsibility for all of the things he did? How did he get license to practice? How is it possible that somebody who is not a medical doctor will have license to practice to the extent, to the full extent? Let me add that on there. To the full extent that he became the president of all the medical doctors and healthcare practitioners in the country. He became the president of the Medical and Dental Association, which I'm told is a composition. Yeah. Anthony Allo and the head of Local Voices, Alpha Sekmini, did an article calling for George's prosecution. It seemed nobody listened. I am told, I need to verify it, but I'm told that he's absconded the country. Who's taking responsibility? How did he leave and he left? No, but I forget about him leaving the country and all these things. I'm just concerned about how did this guy even obtain a license to practice as a medical doctor in Liberia? People are supposed to answer some questions here. During whose administration? I'm talking about in the context of the institution responsible for giving licenses to medical doctor. It was whose administration? Who was the president or the head or that particular entity or whatever? Who was there presiding? Who was the head? How come they were not able to determine that the guy was fake? That even though he may have gone to some medical schools and obtained some qualification in the medical profession, but he is not a full-fledged medical doctor. How come they didn't know all that? Because to practice, like the lawyers, you must have a license. There is a licensing regime here. So the guy was here. At some point in time, he was at the hospital owned by now vice president, but at that time Representative Jeremiah Kuhn, that he later turned to the government. The guy was at that hospital. Then the government sent a man. The government sent a man to Bapulu County. The man was there too. So all those, because if the guy did not have a license to practice as a doctor, these people probably would not have accepted him in their hospitals to be a medical doctor. That's the fact. So how did he even get the license? That nobody knew. Don't you people have procedures there that if you say you graduated from this place, we'll contact the university and we'll put you among your peers. Maybe you will face a panel of experts to prove whether you are a medical doctor. Some kind of thing. How come? And they got to all the years to do all the things he did in the country. And even to the extent that he was booked. And as of the time we're speaking, absolutely nothing has been done. Nothing. He hasn't been arrested, nor is he facing any criminal charge or any criminal prosecution. So all of us in the town, we just let that man did what he did and he left. What message are we sending as a nation, as a government? Because it is supposed to be the government. It is supposed to be the government taking charge, taking seize of that matter. What has happened? Nothing. Everybody sitting here. We just talk, oh, the man fake that, oh, the man fake that, the man. If you know, that's how we treat the country. That's how we treat the country. So that is the reason why a foreigner will come here and buy a car, the car ain't get license, the man not get driver license, the man not get no document, the man will put a car on the road. Because the men know when they're arresting a motor, the men know, the men say the people in their own country, the people can do nothing, will violate their laws. That is the reason why a group of companies can go in our countries, they're operating there, they're doing illegal mining, because they know we're not serious. They say the people are not serious people, they will not do nothing. They will only kind of call no, oh, illegal mining. They call about it. Don't go more. We'll just press one or two buttons, we'll come right back here. That's how the people think about us. So yesterday we were talking about the Ministry of Labor and the 8,000 permits. And when Minister Cooper is my old man. He been here 2 times on the show, and we've been talking why about labor issues. But some of his responses to the Liberian Senate, I was like, wow. Most of the things they say, the action, he will say, we met it there. And he's been there as a minister for a year over. I don't know why he's not correcting most of the wrongs over there. Now, my understanding of the whole permit issue, when Tewan Gonglo was Minister of Labor, I think people were paying $250 to get work permit. But later on, the amount went, and I think at the moment it is 1,000 United States dollars to get work permit for foreigners now, because Liberians can get work permit in their own country. But I think the original intent, every law got intention. And the intent of any law is supposed to be for the common good of the generality of the population. And I think the real intention of that law to issue permit, especially the reason why they carry up to 1,000, and this one is my opinion. I believe that the real intent of carrying that price up to 1,000 for labor for work permit is to discourage, or was to discourage, foreign companies from bringing in foreigners into the country to work. That amount went up there so that they will get discouraged, so that when they're operating in Liberia, they will always employ Liberians instead of bringing foreigners. Because if you are supposed to bring about 10 foreigners to come and work, and you think and you know that a work permit will cost $10,000, maybe you'll change your mind. You say, no, I can't carry 10. Maybe I can carry only 5. We'll look for 5 on our side. So the whole work permit issue, the fees associated with it was not meant for contributing to the budget. Neither was it meant for financial gains. No, it was actually meant to deter, to discourage these people from bringing in more non-Liberians, but to deter them and to push them on the wall, to encourage them to hire more Liberians. That is what my critical thinking is telling me. That is the reason why if you see Senator Dillon and other members of the Senate very strategic on the minister complying with the Senate to bring the 8,000 work permit, they want to see it. They want to see it. Because they want to see the category of the work that they gave the permit for. They want to know. Because these permits are supposed to be awarded based on specification. So when the Senate reviewed the whole 8,000 permit and said, no, but Mr. Minister, the way we see these things here, no, they other number here, next time when it comes, don't renew it. Because these jobs are supposed to be given to Liberia. And that is the reason why I'm calling on Minister Kopo Kura to comply with the Liberian Senate. Because this is about Liberia. Together, you and the Senate can work and you can achieve more for the country. Maybe if you people work together, the 8,000 permit, maybe it could get reduced to 5,000 or 4,000. Meaning, it will absorb 4,000 or 5,000 additional Liberians to get jobs in some of these companies. Because when the people come back to renew their work permit, you tell them, no, the permit in this category, in this specification, we can't renew it anymore. Liberians are supposed to be doing these jobs. So together, all of it, because you see, like I said the other day, we blast the legislature on many occasions for not doing the right thing. We blast the legislature. We say they are responsible. Our people are not getting jobs. They are supposed to be creating the enabling environment, and that is the honest truth. And that is the reason why we continue to flag this thing, because we must help the Senate to help us. We must help the government to help us. We must help the Ministry of Labor to help us. So I believe that was the original intention of the work permit. It was not really done that, when the Ministry of Labor charges people 1,000, then the government budget will go up. I don't think that was the intention. The intention is we will charge the people more money to get work permit to discourage them. Because when we say 1,000, because when you go to other countries around here, you pay maybe 300, 400, and you come to Liberia, we say 1,000. We are just being strategic because we want to discourage you. When you look at our 1,000, it big to you, so you say no, but then let us find Liberians. Even Liberians can do the job. Okay, so we'll bring in 5 persons and then we start to train Liberians. So over a period of time, we'll let the people go back, then we can continue with Liberians because the work permit is expensive. That was the intent. And I hope the Minister of Labor is going to work with the Liberian Senate to so that you go into the thing one permit after another to be able to discover where the issues are, what jobs Liberians are supposed to benefit that non-Liberians are doing for Liberians to begin to benefit. In some of these companies, when they come here, when they sign a whatever development agreement with the government, they will say after this year, that year, Liberians are supposed to be placed in these positions. When you go around the country, you do a statistics, you talk to people, they are not doing it. If the labor ministry can work for us, if the Liberian Senate can work for us, who will work for us? Let me go to Nimba. Franklin Dolokwi is reporting that tension is mounting somewhere in Nimba County. For what, I don't know. Franklin, good morning.
Thank you very much, Clarence. Good morning.
Good morning, Franklin. How are you and where are you?
Well, praise God. I'm out of Ganta. So I'm okay this morning.
Okay. Wow, you said tension is mounting over there. What's going on?
It's coming as a result of a Burkina bee that was instantly killed by an unknown person in district number 6. There are huge percent of Burkina bee for over 3 years. They have been coming from Africa and they have been found in the forest in district number 6 around the African border.
Yeah.
But this Burkina bee have gone in the forest where he was preparing the food when an unknown man used a single barrel gun to kill him instantly. Wow. As we speak, police in Nima have arrested 6 persons. They are currently ongoing police investigation in Tapeta.
Oh, so it happened in the Tapeta area?
Yes, no, District 6 is on Tapeta Bell.
Okay.
So while the Burkina Bee Bali are being turned over to a family member. But those strangers are hosting those Burkina Bees, they are also mounting pressure and they are also carrying on protests that government should investigate to come up with the killing of this Burkina Bee.
But you just, I don't know why, but you just said 6 persons have been arrested. They are ongoing pro. I don't know why they're calling for addition any other justice again. But what are the 6 persons telling the police? What have you heard?
Well, for the main suspect, even the temple when we visited the place, the temple or accusing is one Augustine Gay. They said prior to the incident, Augustine had a single barrel. He left the town and he went in the forest. But since then, citizens of the town are yet to see Augustine with this identical single barrel gun that he entered with it in the forest. So they accusing Augustine. Augustine to have come and said, no, you don't have anything, or you're not being in this identical forest. But the report we have been gathering is that on a daily basis, the Biden will leave from the Liberia side, they go to Africa and they will get those Burkina bees to bring them in Liberia to work for them. So in return after working for them, in return, those Liberians, they will take a portion of their land they give to the Burkina bees. And those Burkina bees are being involved with the planting of cash crops, which include cocoa, rubber, coffee, and they are being planting it. So this identical movement, some of the citizens in the told OKFN, they have the propensity to create problem in the future.
Oh, wow. And then you were saying another thing about something else.
Well, the former defeated senatorial candidate Ide Gonkolo work, recently she appreciated motorcyclists, including the balance that voted for her. You know, this just ended senatorial election, during the number of 4th election that former superintendent Ide Gonkolo has participated in this election, and she had not been successful. So this time around, she said it was prudent for her to appreciate the motorcyclists, including the Balian, that voted for her.
Okay, Franklin. Franklin Dolokwi is our Nima County correspondent. He was talking about the death of a Burkinabe. 6 persons have been arrested in connection Nobody seen to be a prime suspect yet, but 6 persons are being arrested. And of course, 6 persons have been arrested in connection with the killing of the Burkinabe. Most of these people come to Liberia. My understanding is that most of them come with documents. People bring them here for farming purposes. They're strong. They with too much energy. Yes, even though maybe some of them will slip and they're in the country illegally, but let's be careful with them, because we too have Liberians somewhere, other places. Yeah. So I decided to do this thing. I didn't send him a text message. He will be shocked. His name is Councilor Tiawan Gonglo. I didn't send him text message, but I know why I'm calling him on the radio. Councilor Gonglo, good morning.
Good morning, Clarence.
Okay. Now, I call you because you've been a former minister of labor before. Am I correct?
Yes, you are correct.
What can you remember during your term as the minister of labor in the context of how much non-Liberians were paying for work permit? To set the basis, I was just saying, without talking to anybody, I was assuming that one of the reasons why the work permit, I'm told, is $1,000 now. I was assuming that the reason why it has gone up is to actually discourage foreign companies from bringing in more non-Liberians, but to have many Liberians employed. And probably I was also saying that the real intention of that work permit, the money, is not to contribute to national budget or to raise more money, but to just discourage these people from bringing in more people so that more Liberians could get affected. Now, how much did you meet there before you took it up to, I think it went up to 250 on you?
It was about 400 United States dollars. And it had been that way for more than 10 years. So more and more foreigners were coming in the country, and it was getting difficult for Liberians to get a job because the foreign companies and foreign entrepreneurs, even some Liberian entrepreneurs were employing a lot of foreigners for jobs that Liberians were qualified to do. So we're having difficulty with our inspectors actually going out, some were bribed and all that. They were seeing these things and acting like they were not seeing. So we met and decided to create a disincentive for bringing more foreigners in the country. They increased the work permit from $400 to 1,000 United States dollars.
Okay, so you inherited it at 4, and it was your administration that took it up to 1K.
Yes, and when I announcing regulation number 17 at the press conference that day, I said this is intended to reduce the number of non-Liberians that are doing jobs that Liberians can do. And if I stay as Minister of Labor, every year I will add $250 until we reach a point where the number of non-Liberians that are taking Liberian jobs are significantly, is significantly reduced.
Okay.
But then I resigned in 2010, and since then, now 1 cent has been added.
No, so I was correct to say the real intent of that was to discourage these people from bringing in more foreigners.
You are correct, 100%.
Okay. So what would you suggest, that we even increase it more?
It should be increased. If I was still there by now, it would have been perhaps 2,000. Because the thing is, the more non-Liberians that come to do jobs here, the more Liberians are denied of opportunity to work. One of the things I said that day was that, look, when you come in a country to do business, you are entitled to your profit. You can repatriate your profit. But revenue and jobs must be for Liberia. You cannot come and take your profit and take the jobs too. No. What are you going to get? I mean, like, you go to Metal Steel today, you go to Yekepa, you think that you are in Bombay, India. Or you go to D Mountain, you think you are in Turkey. All these it's just discouraging. And then the employees tell you that these people come here, we train them. Some of them are drivers. I mean, jobs that librarians can do.
Okay, Councillor Gongolo, thank you so much. Just wanted to hear from you. Thank you. Former Solicitor General, former Labour Minister. Okay, so it was actually Tier 1 inherited $400, and so it was actually Tier 1's administration that took it up to $1,000, $600 extra they added. And just like I said, you know, and because anybody who can think would know that when you carry the pressure, you know you want to discourage people. Okay, let's enter our 5 minutes and take our guest. Antonin Dogbe is already here. We'll take her very shortly. This is the Morning Rush. 077770099505550269995, and the other numbers you can call to be a part of the show. We can take few calls and then we'll go back to Councillor Tiawan Gongolo. Go back to getting our guest right here. Hello.
Good morning, Clarence.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir. Your name, sir?
D. Eric here.
Eric, let's hear you, sir.
I want to speak to the labor issue.
Yes, sir.
Clarence, the labor minister, anybody who becomes labor minister is clogged with the authority to make sure that Liberians receive jobs across this country. But over the years, that has been the problem.
Okay.
Check all of your newspapers. Have you seen any advertisement of those people advertising jobs? No. Because everybody if you want work permit for your entity, Liberians should compete. You bring in accountant here. You bring in drivers here. All of those people are applying using different names or different positions.
But Eric, you sat in some of these seats before. How is it difficult for you people, that time or now, how is it difficult for us through our Ministry of Labor to take certain decisions that will be in the interest of all of us? Are there international laws attached to these things that people can do or what?
Forget international law. Arguably the best labor minister ever was just on the land with you.
Okay.
That man trained land the Ministry of Labor. All others should have followed. Clarence, it will be the Ministry of Labor now has become a revenue point. Do you know that take for example, I said on your show the other day that it is alleged that the Minister of Labor is processing work permit at his firm, and he denies it. But we have the evidence right now. They are charging $100 per person.
For what?
So, for work permit at processing fees. Take for example, if AFCON, that's why they are now going through this, they are now scrutinizing the people. AFCON got over 500 workers. If you process for them, now, if you just process 500 workers, you process their papers, that 50,000 our firm is making.
Okay.
And you think we're serious to fight the process? Listen, my team is willing to help the Senate to do the investigation if they reach out to us.
Thank you, Eric.
The Ministry of Labor should be used to give Liberians the job they deserve. This has come too far. We should fight it together.
Thank you, Eric. Let's hear you. Hello.
Good morning, Cousin.
Good morning.
Thank you. This is Sanko. I was calling on District Motor County.
Okay.
At time I think about Benjamin to the Bognabi issue. Clarence, 28, 29, 2010, I experienced the Bognabi in Zweju. I spent a lot of time in Grenjina County. As he said, the general garden, look, they are physically fit in terms of farming process. You found out 2010 is where you think the pineapple, cabbage, the kind of fruit. When you used to go to Cote d'Ivoire, they sold the Bodakin to get their store. They started getting friendly with many Grenadians. I can assure you, 2010 is where you could buy pineapple size or 5 liter gallon size of that for $500. You can see the thing was when the season reached, right behind the FE, where I saw a Brooklyn B pineapple farm current. You can stand a tree or a rubber stone rock. They would not even cross that farm. So they're doing it now in Liberia. If the government takes seize on the issue, I can tell you in the next 10 years, the whole country will be, especially for the southeast side, that La Lofa and or even Nima Kano we're talking about, it will be a serious issue because when we talk about farming, the Nigerians, they believe that they got go and diamond in that place. So when it comes to farming, you will not see no typical Nigerian.
Okay, thank you. We have to take our guests. We're trying to usher in our guests now. They have to come in now. Hello.
Good morning, Clarence.
Good morning, sir.
My name is. Sorry, I don't want to call my name because where I work, maybe people listening.
Mm-hmm.
But in labor process, if people went to our working area this morning to Opoto, and then they ask us information about the place.
Mm-hmm.
There's a document that they question for to Opoto. The people gave me that document. Everything that was supposed to be done, everybody, it was not done. So later on, they call all the information that we were passing through in our Opoto area. At the end of the day, they were asking, they were angry with the people. Later on, they go for me in our office, they grabbed me and they left. So for me,
You saw them bribing. You saw them bribing, eh?
yes, they called them inside because all of the documents that the people requested for, they were not having it. In fact, they asked the people how many employees were in the place. They asked the people to bring that document. All of us that came outside, nobody knew in a particular area, in a particular book. At the end of the day, they told the people they were going to carry the document along with them. Later on, they returned the document back to the people. They called the people called them in their office.
Okay, Chief. Thank you. So we're not taking any more call. Our guest is already here, and Antonia Love Vivian Dogbe is already here. She's a commissioner at the Arms Commission, and I must publicly say thank you to her. She came again yesterday, but we had conflict in the time, and she was magnanimous and very generous to say, okay, Clarence, I accept your apology. I'll be here tomorrow. And true to her word, she is here. And so we got to talk to her 9 o'clock this morning. We will replay the interview we did with the late Madam Nancy Doe, the former First Lady of Liberia, who have died. It's been confirmed about children and family people. And I say, may her soul rest in peace. So brace yourself for a repeat of the show with Madam Nancy Doe and her 2 children. That will be coming up at 9 o'clock. Madam Doe, good morning. Is that the right pronunciation of your last name?
Good morning, Clarence.
Good morning.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It is a pleasure to be here on your platform this morning
Okay.
to talk to the Liberian people and legal residents in our borders.
Okay. You want to elevate the market? Okay, that's good. Okay. How is everything? How are you? How is Chairman Flomoya and the others at the commission there?
Everything is well. We are doing good. Chairman Chins M. Fomoyan is doing fine. And other members of the commission, the general staff, we are making significant progress. Matter of fact, I want to bring warm greetings from the chairman of the Arms Commission, Honorable Chins M. Fomoyan. He sent his greetings.
That's good. When we hear about Arms Commission, let's start. What do you do over there? People can help you doing gun or what do you do?
So basically, the Arms Commission is a policy institution. We formulate policies and ensure the implementation of those policies on arms control to effectively regulate firearms, ammunition, explosives used in the mining and construction sectors, and the entire conventional arms. So that is the work we do, meaning that we ensure that state arms are properly managed by institutions that are in possession of them. We also work with private actors to ensure that firearms in the public are also properly managed. So yeah.
Okay, that's good. So I'm not going to bore you too much. We'll go straight into the issues you're here to talk about. Recently, His Excellency the President issued Executive Order number 141, calling for mandatory firearms registration within the borders of Liberia. How far are you now as a regulator? How far are you? What update can you give us about the president's executive order and the steps you've taken so far?
So the commission has a regulatory agency has established this control system. So in arms control, we say the regions establish this measures control system, meaning that we develop and produce relevant documentations, the regulations, applications, fees. We have had stakeholders meetings with relevant stakeholders in the security sector and other sectors. So we have the entire system in place to ensure that our Executive Order 141 issued by His Excellency President Joseph Yuma Boakar is effectively adhered to.
Okay. It's good to know that you've begun taking practical steps. And I know on the 24th of March you launched a program that made it the registration exercise. You were in keeping with the amendment of the Firearms and Ammunition Control Act of 2022, granting the Commission the authority in collaboration with the Liberian National Police to issue permits. And as part of your outreach, as part of your process to sensitize people, because I think you are supposed to educate people a lot about some of these things. Madam Commissioner, what are you people doing? What is the Commission doing to provide serious public education on this matter?
Clarence, my being here is also part of the sensitization that we are carrying on. We have coordinated on the different radio stations, jingles with the messages going out. We have printed documentations, we have flyers, we have stickers. So when I said that we have this regime established to effectively register surveillance arms, we have the different steps, we have processes. So it's not like you just go and say, okay, I come here to register your firearm. So we have steps. So the first thing, you go to the commission, submit a letter of intent to say, I am interested. So we have different reasons why you can come to the commission to register your firearms or possess a firearm. So we have that, and we have regional offices. We are working with our staff in the regional offices to ensure that our message is also fed across the country. So we have jingles, we have different printed materials. The chairman was at the Mika press briefing last week, and he delivered a very comprehensive statement on the entire process.
Okay.
So we are working on that.
So will you be giving out permits at the end of the exercise? And what category of firearms are we talking about?
Under our Lord, let me, even though you say you was trying to just make sure we maximize our time, but it's very important that we set a premise to this discussion. Before 2022, the firearms law only grants hunters the right to own firearms. And that was a specific firearm. That was the shoulder fire single barrel gun. So the commission launched some registration process in 2020 to register hunters who were in possession of single barrel guns. But in 2022, we amended the Firearms Act, giving some exemptions to certain category of surveillance and other businesses, concessions, to apply to the commission to get a permit and license for firearms possession. So here we have first, for hunting purposes, you are only entitled to own a single shoulder fire single barrel gun.
Okay.
So we also have for sports or recreation purposes, you are also required to apply for permit for a double barrel rifle. And then for special security need, it is the 9mm handgun or 5.6 millimeter handgun. The reason is we want to
for special security
yeah,
needs.
special security need. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, the reason is we want to ensure that the handguns that are not more powerful than the ones that are in possession of state security. So the idea is not to have a gun problem in Liberia. Its idea is to control firearms, document those that are already in the hands of the surveillance, yeah, and have some records at the commission for tracking purposes.
In order to be more practical, I will ask a question this way. So, I want to go to the store to buy my pistol, wherever I can buy my pistol from. Maybe I know 9mm or whatever pistol, and take it to the commission. I am not a security person. Will you license me for that?
So, the first thing right now, the executive order is actually granting understate, general understate to those who are already in possession of firearms. So once you are already in possession, we are not asking where did you get the firearm from, because we know for what the years, for whatever reasons people they are in possession of firearms. What we are saying, please come to the commission. Executive orders are for a year, so you have a whole year to come to the commission and say, I have my firearms, I want to get a license and a permit to be a legal carrier. But back to your question, we are in the process. It's not any store that will sell firearms in Liberia. So we will certify a dealer. But now, if you have your firearms clearance, you are encouraged to come to the commission and apply. So you will give us a letter of intent. We have a model form where you don't have to go and write a long thing. We just basic information we need. You can fill it in and just give it to us. We will then give you the application form. That's just requesting information so we can know that Clarence Jackson, who is residing in, say, for example, Congo Town, is applying for firearms. So we want to be able to track to say we have 10 persons in Tuporo or in Congo Town that are in possession of firearms. So this exercise is to ensure that we properly manage the firearms in the possession of surveillance and be able to track the firearms to minimize misuse.
Is the exercise only for Liberians?
No. So the exercise are for Liberians and legal residents residing in our borders.
Liberian and non-Liberian.
Yes, legal.
But legal residents.
Yes.
Okay. Can one person come to register more than one guns?
No, Clarence. Per our regulations, our individual is entitled to one gun. One gun per person.
One gun per person.
Yeah.
Nobody registering. Okay. So I'm a father of 4. I want to come with my kids. Assuming I come with 5 guns, 4 for my kids and 1 for me. I want to register. Oh, I'm asking all these questions so that we become more practical for people outside there. Will you give me the permit?
So, Clarence, the first thing is that you have to be a legal age. So in our
Let's
law,
assume all my children are 18 and above.
so you cannot fund for anybody who is above 18. That person is an adult. So if your child, any of your child who is above 18 want a firearm, they have to come to the commission. So you have to take responsibility of the firearms that you are requesting. It's not your father or your mother who will take responsibility, because just in case of misuse, we have to be able to track that firearms to you, because we will take your particulars, your information, and log it in our database, and we will mark the firearms and link the unique number to you as an individual. So no, Clarence, you cannot fund for even your child. Your child have to come to the commission who is of legal age.
Okay. In other words, once they pass the age, I don't have to accompany them.
Yeah, you don't have to.
Okay. He or she can go to the commission. So what's the process? I just walk to the armed commission and say, my name is Clarence Jackson. I'm in possession of a gun. I came to register. And then they show me what to do.
Yes, Clarence, what you can do if you are in Masorado, you can come to the commission and say, yes, I am Clarence Jackson. I am in possession of firearms and I want to get a license for the firearm I have. Or I am interested in getting a firearms, but I want to legalize it. So we have a whole unit that's set up for that. And that I am supervising. We call the unit the Surveillance Arms Registration Unit. So you will be directed to the unit. The unit will then speak to you and then give you the model letter of intent, like I said. So it's almost like a memorandum. It is addressed to the head of the Arms Commission, under which is Fomoyan. And then we have, you say, you write your name in a blank, and you say, I reside in here, and I have a firearms and I want it for. So we, like I indicated earlier, for hunting purposes you can indicate that, or for sports or recreation you can put that there, or you say for special security need, and then you sign and put a date and return it to us. We will then give you the application form and or building form also, with the amount that you're supposed to go and deposit in a designated account at the Central Bank of Liberia. And when you will return your form, you will bring your deposit slip to the commission. The commission will then issue you an official receipt certifying that you have made this particular payment. We will then subject you to background check. We are working in collaboration with state security agencies to do that. After you go through from the report from the background check, because my use Clarence, we have criteria set. We are not giving firearms to people who were convicted criminals. When you are involved with domestic violence, if you have some psychological problems, you are not mentally okay. If you are also not physically okay too, because we want somebody who will be able to manage the firearms. So we have different criteria set. We will look for that, because we are asking you some of the questions in a form, but we know people will sometimes put information that they want people to know. That is why we will do the background check. After the background check, you will get, after the report, you will either get acceptance or rejection. If you are accepted, we'll then send you for competence training to the police. The police will take you to the police academy and then train you. The reason is, you cannot tell I'm an old police officer. Yeah, that was some time now. These skills are perishable. You will have to go through refresher trainings, and you also have to be familiarized yourself with the rules of engagement. You have to know proportional force. It's not because you will issue a firearms license that you can just go around and shoot people. You have to know how to properly respond to threats. And then there are different licenses that we will give to people. Most of the license will be confirmed and residential. There will be restricted license. So we will also have license that will be concealed, depending on your work. So you have to conceal the license. No surveillant will be given a license for open display of firearms. So after your competence training, you will be issued a certificate by the LMP. You will return the certificate to us. The team from the commission will go to your residence and mark your firearms. Store all the information in our database along with the information you provided. And then we will also inspect your storage, because if you have a 9mm, you need to store it separately from the ammunition. We have to ensure based on our standards that we set. And from time to time, the commission will go and inspect your management and how you're handling your firearm.
I also see in one of your documents you talking about there is a category of people you call individuals with special needs. What does that mean?
So individuals with special security needs, for instance, you come, you say, like the work you do on Clarence, you say, okay, I sometimes interview some people and put people on the spot.
Yeah.
I may be at risk. So sometimes there are prosecutors, are lawyers, because as a lawyer, I know sometimes you pin people, sometimes there are judges who will render some very critical decisions. They will know that, because people will threaten you. There are people who will send you text, or you will even see that you are threatened. That is, you have, meaning that you have special security need.
Okay. Now, at the moment, I don't know whether there's anyone noticeable or any notable shop in Liberia that is selling gun. If I want to get a gun, am I supposed to get the permit first from you, or get a gun and then I bring it for you to give me the permit?
So now, Clarence, for those who are already in possession, that the executive order is addressing, those people, you don't have to have permit.
I'm not
You
talking
come
about
to the
those
commission,
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But before, when we certify a dealer, the commission is in the process of finalizing that. We will notify the public. I will come here.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Then you will have to
You're trying to find a dealer that you can work with to do this thing.
You know, firearm business is serious. We don't want everybody selling firearms that they will sell any other commodity. So once we have this dealer who will abide by our different standards, meaning your storage got to be up to date. We'll look at your physicals and stockpile management, security. After that, you will come. If you want to apply, you will come to the commission. We will then give you the permit. That the permit you will take to the dealer. We will also communicate with the dealer to say this person is coming who has certified our different standards to own firearms. And the dealer, based on our permit, will then sell the firearms to you. And you will go through the same cycle. The firearms will be marked. You will go through competence training. You will also go. Before you even get the permit, we will conduct background check on you.
Okay. Yeah. Well, Anthony Alo Vivian Dogbe is a commissioner at the Arms Commission in Liberia. She's here. We're talking about arm registration. You know, the president issued an executive order that is moving on until next year, and they are supposed to be registering these arms. And then, if you're in possession of guns, you carry there. Once you are of the age, you move there. There are different processes in showing that your arm is legally registered and that kind of thing. Now, there are other Liberians who are sitting and saying, considering the way the country is, why these people want to give permits or license for people to legally bear arms or carry arms? How do you respond to those kinds of concerns as a commissioner?
So, Clarence, the first thing is that our law grants that exemption. So it's in the law. So we are not arbitrarily doing anything. The second one is that there are firearms in the society, Clarence, whether we like it or not. They are already there. So which one is better? To have statistics, to have data on those who are in possession, or to just leave it and say, okay, let's just that firearms possession continue to be illegal, but people who are still illegally possessing the firearms. No. As a regulatory agency, we have decided, and based on our mandate, that we have to register the firearms in the possession of surveillance, so we have data, so we'll be able to track firearms. Because in arms control, we have something we call weapons and ammunition management. That is managing firearms, the true life cycle of firearms, from manufacturing to importation to exportation and to even possession and use. We have to ensure that we manage firearms at all levels. So yes, and Clarence, the intent is not to create a firearms problem. The intent is to document already existing firearms that are in the society, so we'll be able to track.
Oh, okay. Now, at this point, let me open the line so that more people will have the opportunity to interact with you, and then you jot down these different concerns. Then we'll give you more time to respond. Anthony Alo Vivian Dogbe is a commissioner at the Liberia Arms Commission. She's our guest. Ask all the questions you have about the arms. They are trying to ensure that people in possession of arms do it legally. Register, they got you in the radar. They're trying to work with a company or a vendor to ensure that people can walk. You can walk to the store and buy arms. And they say it will not be secret. Whoever is granted the right to do that, they will let us know too, so that we buy the gun from the right people. Hello?
Yeah, good morning. How are you, Clarence?
I'm good. What's your name?
I'm Amos McJohn, and I call from the borough of Negrotown.
Okay, Mr. McJohn, let's hear you.
Well, I'd like to thank the commissioner there in studio. She has done very well to explain the processes, especially for civilians who have the intent of acquiring firearms and the procedures therein to follow. I'd like to know from her, because sometimes we have these complications from people within the security sectors too as well. Sometimes the displayed firearm, or sometimes the firearms are released in the public, but then when we come to find out those arms are not also registered, they become a complicated problem.
So what is the commissioner's view on that? What are they going to do about people who are already in the security sector who are terrified? Are they going to document them too? Are they going to grade them through the same procedures? Or how are they going to handle this kind of situation within the security sector?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let's talk to more Liberians. Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Clarence Jackson. Let me say good morning to the counselor in studio.
Yeah.
Thank you. Activist McLean Render. And I do join you this morning from Luja office in West Point.
Yeah, McLean.
Veteran Clarence Jackson, let us be honest here. Liberia have bigger problem than creating the opportunity for people to have access to firearm, whether legal or not legal. Let's be honest here. There are still people moving around the country traumatized. There are still people moving around the country that are still in the stage of status. If the government want to generate revenue, I believe this creating an avenue for people to get a firearm is not timely. President Jackson, let us be honest here. We just from 14 years of war, we are still trying to recall, we are still trying to increase our country budget to $1 billion United States dollars, and now we are talking about creating firearms. I believe the government should rethink and put stop to it. The only people that have the right.
But do you know do you know that without your registration there are people who got arms in the country?
I'm aware of that, but yes, now, if the government cannot trust a police, a immigration with firearm, then a citizen will trust the firearm. Those people who are trained to carry fire, if we cannot trust them with firearm, then a citizen will.
Okay, Randa, you've made your points. Hello.
Good morning, Clarence.
Good morning, sir.
Clarence, thank you for having me on your platform. CRC, my name is Topa Junior of the International Class District 14. I want to say good morning to your studio guest. Clarence, I see that the attempt by the government to allow citizens to purchase firearms is an attempt to rig the 2029 election. However, I witnessed this government while in opposition, the protestation, even kill Ladrin in Lofa County. One moment died there. And you, Clarence, as a journalist, you follow that incident. You listen where the current labor, internal affairs minister, he was on air, he was on radio, that he was going to place on a 5% on motorbike to mock citizens of that country. And now you have such a country like this, and this government is trying to sell firearms to United Partisans. I think this government should be discouraged.
1 minute now. Wait, Chichi. Wait. I say, boss man, 1 minute. Emmanuel, 1 minute.
I'm in class, Clarence.
You didn't hear it, but you in class, then you call on the radio. You should not have called, so you can tell me to speed up. Boss man, 1 minute. No, but it's not just about talking. Don't create the impression that the small arms commission. Boss man. Yeah, I am saying do not create the impression that the people selling the guns, they are saying Liberians should come and register your gun legally. They say Liberians. Why you want to make it look there are certain United Party people, the people.
You are aware this government has taken charge from all Liberians. United Partisans have been influenced. If you give citizens, so why it is a law, you give citizens the right to come and register firearms. The United Partisans will have more educated and more working government.
Baba, man. How you say that kind of thing, man? The people say Liberians, all Liberians. When you get a gun, go and legally give it to them, let them register. They take stock, they take, and I heard Naki talking about we jet from war. No, we're not jet from war. The war ended more than 20 years ago. Huh? Hello?
Yeah, good morning, Clarence.
Good morning.
Good morning to your studio guest.
Good morning.
Kazi debut Capiana Johnson. So,
yeah.
Yeah, I want to know from the Lily Institute, what are the measures or the mechanism the commission is putting into place to ensure people with mental issues does not register in such a case? What are the measures?
Okay, thank you. Let me take a call from right here. Hello?
Good morning, Clarence.
Yeah.
And this is Joe Piso from Joe Community. So, Clarence, I'd like to appreciate your studio guests for the information provided concerning the processes leading to obtaining a gun. Clarence, but I have a concern in knowing whether this society that we have is actually mature for this kind of thing.
Okay.
Clarence, on a daily basis, you ring bell on the political or tension that is in the country. Then we have a government saying you can't register gun. Clarence, in my mind, I don't think we have a mature society for that.
Okay, brother. Thank you. You've made your point. Hello.
Yeah. Hello, Clarence. This is Twasen calling from Slipway.
All right, Twasen.
Yeah, I listened to the guest video. She delivered it very well. And then I think the issue of getting to register the arms already in the community is a good and laudable one. But the one I got problem with is trying to source out youth. They just raising the country. The guys in the drug game, they are heavily financially sophisticated. So if you bring a dealer, you find most of them will buy the arms and all, and then there will be continual problem in the country. Okay. So I think they have to put up that in the meantime and see how they can get the arms for the community to have them register where they will already know where the arms are and all those stuff.
Thank you. Let's hear you. Hello.
Good morning, Clarence.
Good morning, sir.
I'm Quiwan.
Quiwan, let's hear you. Your full name.
Yes, Samuel Quiwan.
Samuel, just cut the radio off.
Okay, thank you. Let me do that for you.
Okay.
Yeah, you get me now?
Yes, Samuel.
Okay, thank you so much. You know, I need to say a very big thank you to the studio guests. You know, something that hammering this country now is that the way people want to do their politics. Look, somebody said, come and register the gun that you are carrying. And somebody is interpreting that they are selling gun to partisans. Look, young people, you will not go nowhere. Even the men who call for the classroom when you are fighting to be educated and you are not thinking about the future of this country, your education will be in vain because you had a degree, back on your room and you have no job because the place that you want to work, there will be no stability in this place here. Look, just understand what the lady is trying to explain to you. The president make a declaration that people that came in armed, there are probably came in the country, come and register so that we will know the day something happen, that will do our investigation, that we will be able to establish who did this. Then you say, okay, go to the drug community, go to the arms and go back and think of drug community.
Okay, Chief. We can go in there. Hello.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Well, I'm Thomas TSC calling from Broville.
Thomas, let's hear you.
Yeah, I got a question. I want to know if it's the same Mr. Kumoyana or Anek 211.
Yeah, well, I hear you.
I don't got problem.
What a problem? I'm listening to you. Oh, the man go. The man, that's how it go. Hello?
Hello,
Yeah?
I'm managing and I call you since right now.
Okay, Manuel.
Oh, I listen. Let me come here, studio, your guest in the studio for talking about the registration. For me, I think it will be time now because right now the society we're in now, looking at some folks of the Unity Party, they are very arrogant, they're more alien. When talking about buying arms, they will buy arms and register in the new or government official. At the end of the day, they'll be harming other Palestinians and other political parties. So for me, I think it will be time now.
Okay, Chief. Thank you. Let's hear you. Hello.
Morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, Clarence Jackson. I do join you from a single resident this morning. This is Ambassador Chris.
Okay.
Yeah, the issue of arm in the country, it need to be legal. This is why we have the issue of small arm, people carrying guns with small arm, registering as small arm. That will help to provide security for government to when the gun is registered.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Let's go. Hello. Yeah. Good morning. Okay. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, Clarence, I just want to say thank you to your studio guests, but I got.
Mm-hmm. Really? Are you there? Okay. This way. Good morning.
Hey, good morning to you people like Clarence Jackson. And
Yeah.
good morning to the Latvian people.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, okay. For the name, I'm in Nina Divan, Tiapo, political apostle, and I call from district number 16.
Okay, Apostle.
Okay, big brother Clarence Jackson this morning. Let me appreciate the conversation in the studio.
Mm-hmm.
I think it is valuable on their part because for the issues of them bringing this to our doorstep by telling citizens of people to and very sure that I'm acting is good because what happens is that there are other people who have arms illegal they are operating it. Then they will go out and do some dubious things and then at the end in terms of tracing it is difficult. So I think that it's a fine step. And what I want to say is that big brother Clarence, I think you are the head of the platform. There are times when people making it kind of and statement against the government, like you guys. I think that you have to make them because like, we see what.
But boss man, 1 minute now. But listen now, when the man said, I think so, I folded my hands.
No, I'm discussing.
Boss man, you know, sometimes there's some things that will just slip by you, but sometimes when you have it to your tail, you book them. The same way, probably you talking now, you could just slip out somebody's name before I bam, you gone. But you know, we always try to put people to the right place so that we don't make it think to boss man wait now, chief.
I understand.
I will listen. We're not making plow. You know, I'm a human being, right? I may not be able to grab everything because sometimes when you're talking, somehow just say something pass by you, but I will always try as much as possible to regulate the radio in a way that nobody feels hurt. Of course, everybody will not be happy. Okay, is that okay? Okay, Chief. Hello?
Morning, Clarence.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah. I'm mostly about me. I'm phoning in from this is number 9.
All right.
Yeah, Clarence, the issue of people registering in this country, for me, I'm not feeling necessary.
Okay.
Because it's now sophisticated to the extent that people will be all becoming small arms with them. At the end of the day, a lot of people get born in this country that are illegal. There are a lot of illegal guns in the country, and people try to say that regular rights and go register it, and you know that it would not be necessary for everybody to carry a hand to register.
So let me ask you one question.
Yeah.
And you already know that there are too many illegal guns in the country?
Yeah.
Do you think it will be good for us to legalize those guns so that we know who get a gun and where?
But would people be willing to carry the guns to be on the regular?
Well, that's another thing. So you think after a certain period the deadline expires, you think the commission will fold its hand? Maybe you don't think they will come over another mandate say, all those who in possession of gun who didn't bring your gun, we are moving now to do this, and when you are caught, this will happen to you?
Okay, let's see.
I'm just asking. I mean, I don't know, but I'm just asking. You know. Hello.
Good morning, Clarence.
Good morning. Final call, then we'll go to her because the concerns are many. Yep.
Yeah, good morning to the studio guests and those listening. Now, I think within my mind, whether people like it or not, whether people like it or not, there are people who carrying weapons in the country currently. Mm-hmm. Now, every weapon is registered, with a particular number. Mm-hmm. So the issue about people carrying arms, criminals, I think people do it for protection. Mm-hmm. And for the fact that criminals have the idea that people carrying weapons legally, I think it gives them the fear of just moving on people anyhow. Mm-hmm. So I think there are measures that need to be put into place, and people will carry their weapons, register it at least for protection purposes. And if measures are put in place, I'm sure things will go on.
Thank you. Let's go back to her. We're not taking any more calls. Anthony Dugbe, you heard too many exchanges. Good.
Yeah, thank you, Clarence. So the different calls were in two categories. Sarah were concerned that this is not the time to legalize firearm possession. But I just want to remind the public that The Firearms and Ammunition Control Act was amended in 2022. That was even before this government came, granting surveillance some leverage to own firearms. So we have this law in place, and it is very important because we know that there are guns in the society, and good that many of the quarters are attested to that. Yes, so we want to make sure that we record the firearms so we'll be able to track the firearms. For the caller who asked about the security officers, part of the commission mandate is to ensure that state security properly manage the firearms. So they're in the security sector, they are authorized carriers. So it's not everyone in the police that are authorized to own firearms. And that is in line with the police SOP. So the commissions work with the police to ensure that all firearms in the police or any other state security agency that is possessing firearms are marked. So the commission has been working with the state security to mark all the firearms and marked and recorded. So the firearms are issued to people and they are linked to the officers who they are issued to. For the maybe there will be some few cases of the one I'm not sure of unmarked one, but that we with the security agencies they have the different SOPs that they are working on that. So yes, firearms are in possession of security officers should be openly carried. They are authorized to do that, unlike surveillance. For the other caution pertaining to mechanism put in place to prevent people with mental illness from registering, and I said there are certain criteria we have in place. You have to go to a recognized mental health center or the hospital and come with a certificate indicating that you have a sound mind. That one is in the law. Once we see that you have any history taking any antidepressant drugs or any other thing, we will not issue you license to own firearms. So yes, we have in place measures to prevent that, not just for mental illness. Anybody who was convicted criminal or involved with domestic violence, there are people who feel that every time they are so temperamental, they're in the community, they are in fights and all that, you have to have a stable male to be able to carry a firearm. So the commission will, and state security agency will ensure that we conduct background checks in our car. For people who have concern that this is not the time, let me, even though that every country has their own different customary laws and other things that they are referring to, but let me just give you an example of our neighboring country here, Sierra Leone. Because you see, arms commissions are in all ECOWAS countries. The establishment of arms commissions are mandated by the ECOWAS Convention. So the Arms Commission in Sierra Leone also is registering firearms. In Sierra Leone, surveillance are allowed to own 2 firearms, the short one and the long one. But in Liberia, we say in our law, you are based on our regulations, only 1 firearm, and you will have to. We have a long category. People don't understand that legalizing this is also a form of deterrence, and also it will help for us to track and different illegal users. Because there are people I know where I live. For some reason, certain people will just get up late at night and fire. I know some people can even attest to that. There are people who get gun and think that at night they just will be firing the gun and to scare other people. But these people are not in no database. We don't know where they are. So we want to know so we can properly track the firearms. This is not political. We did not say a certain group of people. We say Liberians and legal residents. So for the all those who commended this exercise, we want to say thank you very much. It is important. They think about we just coming from a war. People who were born during the war now, they already getting old. So we not just coming from war. We need to move. The war is a global village. Liberia cannot be behind forever. We have to ensure that we implement the laws that we have on the books. So we have this law, then we say, okay, let's just keep the law. We'll keep the law. No. The commission has every process in place to ensure that we properly execute this and I can ensure the public that we are working with relevant stakeholders to implement this process, and it will continue to be successful. We have everything in place. We are prepared to ensure that those in possession of firearms register the firearm. For those who are concerned about the dealership, it is important because it's not every gun that you're supposed to own. Like you when we started. So we have to have specified gun based on our regulations. So when we have this dealer, the process will be so rigid that it will not just be open like that. There should be no fear. The dealer will adhere to our different standards that we have. It's not just everybody, because we have this dealer, people will just go walk in anytime. You will go to the commission, you will get a permit. We'll do the same background checks before you will even allow to purchase the firearms. The idea of getting a dealership so we cannot encourage black market. So now people know you can go register, you can go and get a license. People start going trafficking firearms into the country. So we don't want that to happen. So we want to ensure that wherever after this period, wherever gun you will bring in is from the dealer, and we will have documentation to prove that. In a way, outside that, then it would be that would be a problem.
Okay, let me just take Councillor Boaka Kane. I'm sure probably he wants to have an input. Out of courtesy, Boaka Kane is the head of the Law Reform Commission. Let me take him. Probably he's following. Councillor Kane, good morning.
Good morning, Clarence. Good morning, what a lady in studio.
That your own.
Your own teacher, your own student.
That your one-time student. That Anthony, I love Vivian Dobe.
Vivian, how are you?
I'm okay, Prof.
So, Clarence, quick. Prior to the inception of the Boaka's regime, there was a certain quantity of arms allegedly illegally brought into the country. Investigations were ongoing prior to the transition. What has happened to those arms?
Yeah, you mean the cache of arms that was caught at the Freeport of Memorial? Yeah.
Exactly. Because it's worrisome. The information we got that there were a huge quantity of arms. Secondly, Vivian have spoken well about the regulation in place as to how to register the arms and who qualifies. Let's assume for the purpose of this conversation that I'm in possession of a firearm. Under the executive order, I decided to come to the commission and wanting to register the arm. Vivian looks into her regulation and find out that I don't qualify to carry the arm. What happens to me? Will my arm be confiscated because I don't qualify to carry an arm? Or what?
Okay. Thank you. So she will respond to those two, and then we'll let her go. Government, foreign ministry people say, Clarence, you can still small the uncommissioned time for 3 minutes and talk to the deputy minister who are coming for Sunday and say that G to G. Okay, Madam, you heard his questions.
Yeah, so let me say thanks to my own Prof. Prof. Kane. Prof. Kane for like you rightly said, there were investigations ongoing. The relevant security agencies took charge of that. Of course, the commission was involved. So that and it is it's a national state concern, but I can assure you that was handled by the requisite state security agency. So I don't think we'll have a problem with that. For the other one you asked about, yes, Prof, there are criteria, but what we're going to do is that if you are not qualified, and you're not being qualified, of course, we're not going to know from the inception. We will have to conduct the background checks on you. And if we know that you're not qualified, sometimes it's not just outright. Maybe you did not bring certain documents. We will also give you some time. Can you kind of go back and fill in these things? Maybe there was some allegation. Can you go and do that? Then we will put you on hold. But in a case where entirely, then we, after the background check, we notice that you actually a criminal. Of course, we're going to confiscate this. We're not going to turn the arms over to you. We're going to take it Yeah, because if we notice that you are a convicted criminal and you lied,
Yeah.
because there is a part of the form where you have to declare
Okay.
your the different things that you have in your possession, including the firearm and the ammunition.
Mhm.
But in all, I just want to encourage everybody that if you, I mean, nothing wrong with, because when we say we will give, we say people who are contributing positively to the Liberian society, meaning you have to be law abiding and being able to legalize the firearms that are in possession, or is also being law abiding. You don't want when the time expired for you expires for you to be a criminal, because illegal possession is a crime under our law. Because when you are caught, now you have the criminal record over your head. It may, slim your chances of even getting a license in the future.
Okay, Madam Dogbe, we'd like to say thank you so much for coming. We look forward to always working with the Commission. When you start some of the things, let us know what we can do to help you, to help us, and help the country. But it was good talking to you this morning. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, Clarence, and thank you for stealing some of my time and to give it. But we accept that. You will always see or hear. We just want to encourage everybody. Please come to the commission. We are willing to work with you. Be a law-abiding citizen. Come and register your firearms. Additional information, please reach out to us.
You just heard from her. Please reach out to them. Reach out to them. Take your arms out to them and be a part of the process to ensure everything. Now, let me move. Let me go to talk to Dr. Ibrahim Yang. He's the Deputy Minister responsible for international cooperation at Ministry of Foreign Affairs. He's attending an AU-EU dialogue somewhere, heading a government delegation. He will tell us more about it in the next 3 minutes. Then we'll take the interview with the late Madam former First Lady Nancy Doe. Dr. Yang, good morning.
Good morning, Clarence.
Good morning, Doctor. How are you? Where are you? And what is that forum all about?
Well, we are in Brussels, in Belgium, attending the Third African Union, European Union Ministerial Conference, which is focused on strengthening multilateral and other forms of international cooperation between African countries through the AU and European countries through the European Union.
Okay. So, what are the real issues there that are of interest to people like us, country like us?
Well, we are discussing European Union, African Union partnership on peace and security, on the fight against transnational crime and terrorism, on the current global campaign against climate change, and on other issues including the war in Sudan, the war in the Gaza Strip, the war in Ukraine, and the war in DRC. So the focus of the meeting is to address issues of international peace and security, how the European Union and African Union can collaborate and build partnership in addressing contemporary global challenges. And so the EU also have a program called the Global Gateway through which they support investment, economic activities, the energy transition, and other forms of social and economic development in African countries. So we are also taking stock of some of the interventions that have been made over the last 3 years since the last or the second AU-EU ministerial conference took place.
So what does the meeting seek to do at the end of the meeting? What do you expect?
The meeting, we already reviewed the status of our cooperation between Africa and Europe, and we've already identified new priorities, new areas of focus, migration, focus on strengthening African institutions to address peace and security challenges in Africa. Already there have been concrete resolutions on how to engage all of the conflicts that are taking place in Africa and how to engage with the situation in Ukraine and the Gaza Strip. And so for us, Liberia, our position was that all of these conflicts must be taken with equal sense of urgency, so that you address the crisis in Sudan with the same urgency you want to address the crisis in the Gaza Strip or in Ukraine. So for Liberia's position,
Our Excellency, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, was clear for us to stress at this meeting that Liberia is going to be is campaigning to be elected to the UN Security Council. And if we are elected, we're going to prioritize these issues. We're going to make sure that peace building and security, strengthening security in Africa are foregrounded on the agenda of the UN Security Council.
Okay, finally, the elections for Liberia's bid or the elections for new non-permanent members is supposed to be on the 3rd of June. Are you doing anything on the sideline of the Brussels discussion to ensure that you are on top of your game as a Ministry of Foreign Affairs, as Liberia, rubbing shoulders with the other countries there to ensure that we can get the kind of vote we need to win?
Indeed, as the representative of Her Excellency Sarah Beslo Nyanti, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, I held 4 bilateral meetings with countries that we haven't formally or previously engaged and have confirmation from. And I had a bilateral meeting with Estonia, and we got confirmation that they will be supporting us. Equatorial Guinea, I had a bilateral meeting with the foreign minister, and we got confirmation, and he extended his regards and confirmed that they look forward to Liberia to push the case for Africa at the UN Security Council. And then I had a bilateral meeting with the foreign minister of the Netherlands. And so these engagements continue, and we can tell you, based on the work Sarah Beslo Nyanti has done over the last 1 year, 6 months, and the effort, the inspiration she's given us, she's mobilized us around this cause. I can tell you at this stage, we are very confident that given the fact that we've got the endorsement of the African Union, ECOWAS, and almost unanimous endorsement of European countries, and we will be, at this stage, we know that we'll be going on a clean slate, which means we don't expect to face any serious competition on June 3rd.
Okay. Dr. Nyan, thank you so much. Wish you well. Let's keep the conversation open for the benefit of our people. Thank you from Brussels. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Clarence.
Dr. Ibrahim Nyank is the Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs responsible for international cooperation. Now, we are about to play the repeat of the interview we did with former First Lady, now the late Nancy Doe. Mind you, when we announced that you should call, please do not call. Know that this is a repeat. And this interview was done, I think, 2 years ago or 3 years ago, something thereabout. I think it was in 2022 that we did this interview. So whenever you hear me saying the lines are open, call, don't call because you're not going to get through. Because we're just repeating. So we're repeating the entire interview, the call segment, everything is what we're going to be repeating. So if you're listening to the radio, it will just be for listening purpose. Do not attempt to call before you be calling numbers. Oh yeah, ain't ring. You say, okay, if anyone pick up your call. What we're about to do is something we did 3 years ago. Please do not call. Madam Nancy Doe was here with 2 of her children at that time. So this is a repeat. I'm taking my weekend break. I'll be back here on Monday. But please listen to the show with the former late First Lady.